So today I'm going to be visiting the top 5 things that scared me as a child in the world of Warcraft, because I played when I was a child and that was a mistake, and now I have to relive the childhood fears of the past. The first one on the list, number 5, Stitches. Stitches was an undead abomination that would walk in Duskwood just across the road, and you'd be questing or you'd be walking around, minding your own business, and this huge freaking undead thing with guts hanging out and whatever would come up and just slaughter you if you were low enough level. There was a boss quest for this, and you could kill him, but essentially now, from what I've heard, is you can't encounter him without that boss quest, which is kind of sad to me, actually, because I remember I'd be walking around the road, and I would, be very, very, very scared just to walk from one place to another. And it was actually kind of fun to do anyway. So it's kind of sad that they removed that feature as much as they did, because Stitches was honestly a really cool, well-designed character, and it added a kind of good horror factor to an already scary kind of area, because Duskwood was always about the undead and graveyards and black skies. And it was just a really cool area. But it was just kind of a shame. Number 4, Angoro Crater, Dinosaurs. In this area, it was just a really cool kind of area. It was jungle, it was rich with vegetation, and there's so many quests to do from level 50 to 55. And essentially, these things scared the living hell out of me when I was a child. Just imagine, you're minding your own business, doing a bunch of questing, watching around you, and this huge ass dinosaur just sneaks up on you and mauls you to death. And then you have to go recover your body and all that. And it just it creeped me out to have a huge thing just be walking around and not being high enough level to be able to kill it. And that was just creepy to me, because it was like, imagine just huge thing that you can't kill sneak up on you and you're dead. Number 3, Giants. It's kind of the same thing as I said earlier with the dinosaurs, except for they were just giant, and they would essentially just stomp on you, and they would tower over you and walk the road. Basically, when I was a kid, anything that walked the road, which was supposed to be the safe area, would creep me out, because it felt like, you're in this sort of safe area and something comes in and just scares the living hell out of you and kills you instantly. Because I always thought that the road was the most safe area in World of Warcraft, which it sometimes was and sometimes wasn't. But it usually didn't have any enemies aside from the big ones that would just come up and kill you. And that's the same thing with Stitches, where he would just walk the roads and just randomly come up and kill you and there's nothing else there. And it just creeped me out. The next thing, oddly enough to me, when I was a child, scared me was the Moonkin. The Moonkin are like these bird-like humanoids, kind of like owls, but not really. More like standing, I guess they are more standing up owls, kind of big. Druids can form into them if they have the right abilities and the high enough level. But they scared the living hell out of me when I was a kid, and I was weirded out. Now I look back, I'm like, why was I scared of those things? But I guess they were the first kind of creepy looking thing I saw in World of Warcraft, since my first character was Draenei. And that was one of the quests in the Draenei starting zone. And it was just insane. Because I played back in Burning Crusade, Vanilla. That was way back then, and those things scared. It was the first time I saw those, and it was just like, I don't really want to do this quest, but I'm going to do it anyway. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to that one. And finally, the top 1% of things, which I think we can all agree on, is Valshir is a fucking scary ass area. Imagine Abyssal Depths. I haven't even gone down there because I'm too fucking scared now, but it's where it's thought to be where an old god were to live with I don't even remember his name right now. Yeah, I don't even remember what his name was, but he's like this scary Cthulhu looking guy. And he's supposed to be like under the water, and it's supposed to be like around there, which just creeps me the hell out because it's combining the giant stitches and the water, and open waters have always scared the living hell out of me, especially when you can't see the bottom, hence at Valshir and the Abyssal Depths. But the thing about it is they added that in Cataclysm, and I actually haven't played since Wrath of the Lich King. I look back on it now and I'm like, nope, I don't want to go down that shit because I can't see shit. And there's so much water around it that it's just creepy as hell to me because I've always hated the water, and WoW especially, because it's just, you can't see the bottom. There's multiple characters trying to kill you. You can recover your body, but it's a lot harder. You can drown, and it's probably one of the harder areas. I just haven't been down there yet, since I just haven't. And it just creeps me out, that area, because I am terrified of the water in that game already. Seeing that is just, I want to go down there, but I also am too scared to. It's just like, because I don't like not being able to see the bottom. And I think that part of that is just, it looks like a really cool area. But when there's an old god supposedly down there with, probably a good, maybe, I don't know, mile, 2 miles big, I kind of don't want to go down there, considering I can't see the bottom, and I don't know what's down there. So, I'm usually stay clear from that area. But this scared me just looking at it. And when I was a child, going through the shipwrecks and stuff was creepy, because I would just swim in the shipwrecks, and I would be tripping balls, watching, just try and get the chest, get out of there, get back, or try and get the loot, get out of there, get back, and especially that, the Naga dungeon, that one got creepy back in Burning Crusade. I think I was around there earlier yesterday when I was playing, and I think they got kind of, I don't know if they got rid of that area or the Cataclysm destroyed it. Because I haven't played since Wrath of the Lich King. But I think that is one of the more creepy things is the water, because that's just like the Maelstrom. I can't get to the Maelstrom even there. And Valshir is like 10 times worse, because at least the Maelstrom I've seen, and it's more of a, you fly down to an area that's not completely underwater. In Valshir, you don't have anything to help you out, and that just creeps me out. And yeah, that pretty much concludes this list. World of Warcraft is just a really vast world that, you have both maps, and you have these horrifying creatures that can scare the living hell out of you, and you have the entire water to roam. It's just so vast and so interesting, because you have so much to do, and it's this live world that you can basically come to, and there's multiple people there, and I've always thought that was interesting for some reason, even if there are the horror aspects, because World of Warcraft was supposedly, from what I've heard, was at first supposed to go for a more darker theme. And I can definitely see that with Duskwood and the Outlands and all that stuff. And that's just interesting. It's like it went from really, really dark to kind of this mix of horror, creativity, adventure, and RPG elements. And it just, I like how they add it all together. And some of this stuff, I mean, would scare most people today. I mean, most adults and all that. Because nobody doesn't like knowing what they're getting into. Like Valshir, you don't see the bottom, supposedly in the Abyssal depths. Again, I haven't been there because I'm too freaking scared to go down there. But regardless, it's hard to see in the water, and you have an open water. Anything can attack you from anywhere at randomly, and that's what creeps me out. Is it's just so vast, especially the underwater. You know, they didn't even have to add half the stuff they have in the water, and that's just it's so rich and interesting that I've always loved the game itself. Aside from that, yeah, that'll conclude the top 5. I'm gonna try and keep doing these top 5s if people watch them or people like them. I'm just starting out now. It'd be cool if you like or comment or subscribe or whatever you would like to do. I think it would really help me out if you could, because I think that if I keep going at this, I really want to grow this channel. And if people watch it, then I'll definitely keep going at it and keep moving it forward as much as I can. If you want to, tell me what you guys want. And since this is a really small channel, I really just want to get growing, get going, and kind of get kind of a rhythm going. Again, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I would like it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, see you guys later.